Hey folks, this is Jake Davis with an on-the-fly review for you. And today, purple Play-Doh, don't get that everywhere. And today, I'm talking about Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania, directed by Peyton Reed, starring Paul Rudd, Evangeline Lilly, Michael Douglas, Michelle Pfeiffer, Catherine Newton, Corey Stoll, Jonathan Majors, and Bill Murray. It's, of course, Ant-Man 3 and the 31st film of the MCU. 15 years into the series now. They said 35th, 31st. 15 years in, my goodness. The whole setup here is a rather happy Hank, Scott, and Hope are dealing with this. Hank's, oh my god, all the names. Scott's now teenage daughter, Cassie, 18 years old now, who's getting a little into trouble legally due to her activism. Turns out she's been working with the Pims on a little project. Turns out to be some kind of quantum beacon. The beacon is activated, and the five of them are sucked into the quantum realm, where they discover there's the whole society down there that is ruled over mercilessly, tyrannically, by King the Conqueror, time-traveling, space-traveling madman. Turns out Janet knew about all this, and their team gets split up. Everybody doing various things. Some people are with the rebels. Some people are captured, imprisoned by King, looking for information and whatnot. Okay. What I liked about the movie was I thought our five main actors were all pretty good in it. Did good jobs. Costume designs were cool. I kind of liked the nice touching without really making it all look different. Yeah, it's kind of about all I really liked about this. What I didn't like about this movie, I thought this was criminally lacking in quality with the visual effects, especially considering how great the effects were in the original Ant-Man, which I still think is one of my personal favorite MCU movies. Of course, the predictability stuff. Scott's the main character, but it's not really about him. It's more about Cassie and her story and her earning her worth as now a superhero because, hey, she put on a suit. Remember when characters had to train? Had to learn how to use the tech and learn how to fight and shit? No, just don't throw on a belt buckle. You're a superhero. Criminally, couldn't believe what they did with Hope, Wasp. She does nothing the whole movie but just stand around until it's time to do some action shit. She has no arc, she has no story, she has legitimate zero agency. They really, straight up, you could have cut her out of this movie entirely and it would not have one bit affected the story. That's a shame. There's one or two really great scenes in it. The probability storm's a wild sequence. Hank Pym and the giant ants. Oh, hell yeah. Scott tearing through the damn city like Godzilla. These were all really cool visual sequences, but I thought the visual effects were lacking. And I also really, really did not like what they did with MODOK. MODOK is an interesting character. And for that matter, I don't like what they did with King. King was just boring in this. These were two interesting, good, memorable villains that were just kind of thrown to the side. And we're supposed to give a shit about King. He's supposed to be the big bad guy going forward. This is, guys, he's just not that guy. Already, I'm done. I don't need to see this character again, but he's going to be the villain in the next 3 big movies or some crap like that. Hard to get excited about that. Yeah, I thought this, and I gotta say, this is going to be a bit of a spoiler, but what they did with MODOK. This is definitely spoiler. MODOK is Cross, the Yellow Jacket, who was killed at the end of the first movie. And they do really nothing with that. He's played for comic relief. and they don't really deal much at all. They hint at, but they don't really address the kind of situation. I thought it would have been far more interesting if Cassie's legitimately traumatized by knowing that Cross was still alive. Terrified of him, but instead, no, they give him a fucking redemption arc, and then when he sacrifices himself to save our heroes, they play off his death scene like for last fucking. Stick with the tone, guys. Anyhow, I mean, is it heroic? Is it tragic? Is it funny? It's like RRR all of a sudden. You can't have everything. You can't have everything. Anyhow, I can't give this movie any more than 3 stars. It's not as dismal as the last 2 MCU movies, Love and Thunder and Wakanda Forever. I truly hated both those movies. And even though I enjoyed Multiverse of Madness the first time I watched it, the second time I tried to get through it, it was a genuine chore, and I don't see myself ever seeing it a third time. This is just how the MCU is now. The effects are going to be lacking. The characters are going to be lacking. New characters being brought in are going to be wasted, and old characters that we already like are going to be set to the sidelines. It sucks. It sucks. I guess 2.5 stars. It's a bummer. I'm Jake Davis. I'll catch you on the fly.
Why is Ceratops sitting on your face? Be nice, Ceratops. Hey, Ceratops, be nice.